What's up YouTube? KM888 here with another battle for you guys. Now this is one of the first X and Y battle that I'm uploading just because of the fact that I don't have a 3DS capture card and that thing is just immensely expensive and I'm not going to buy it. However, I did find a new way to record my battles and basically I'm just gonna use a camera. So this camera is actually pretty good, so the quality of the videos aren't going to be too bad. Also, I already have a lot of videos, so I can upload pretty much, I think, so yeah. Now for this battle, it was against a guy that I met on NBZ's channel, on his Twitch channel. It was pretty damn cool, actually. NBZ was done battling and we decided we wanted to battle, so yeah, we did. This battle was pretty close, so I chose this one as my first one to upload, so yeah. Enjoy! Here it is. I'm starting off with my Rotom W, and he's also starting off with my his Rotom W. Now, mine doesn't run full speed investment, but it is a choice scarf version. So, just because of the fact that I went first, I already know that he's not choice scarf, because if he would be, then he would probably run full, unless he's out slowing slower people already. So what I'm thinking, hey, this guy's probably Will-Wisp variant, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch in my Venusaur. He doesn't mind to burn too much, and now here is the funny part. He has a lot of he has a steel type, he has things to resist both Earthquake and Giga Drain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to predict the Talonflame, go for the Sludge Bomb to deal as much damage as I can. Now, why do I do this? I want him to go for the Roost, so I can get a free switch into whatever that I want. So at this point, I can switch out my Venusaur, send in my Tyranitar. I know he's gonna Roost, no problems at all, and this is gonna give me a free setup. Now, I have a lot of options here. I can go for the Stealth Rocks, or I can predict a switch to either of his bug types, the Galvantula or the Scolipede, or anything else, and I can go for an attacking move, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I know, I actually thought it was going to go into a Galvantula, because sending him in before the Stealth Rock so his Focus Sash wouldn't be broken, but he actually switches into his Scolipede and right on the Stone Edge, and yeah, Scolipede dies. Enormous threat right out of the way. I don't mind that at all. Tyranitar is already doing a good job. Now, Rotom is coming back in, and I don't want my T-Tar to get burned, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch out my Venusaur again. This thing is already burned, it doesn't matter one bit. Now, at this point, I know that he doesn't want to switch into his Talonflame, because then at that point, the same thing is gonna happen all over again. I'm gonna Sludge Bomb it, he has to go for the Roost, and so what I'm gonna do instead is I'm just gonna go stay in, go for the Giga Drain and try to kill the Rotom. He goes for the Hydro Pump, gets a crit, doesn't really matter, I guess. Mega Venusaur is bulky enough to take it, and I go for the Giga Drain, taking down the Rotom. Now, the only thing that the crit does matter for is that now I'm not in the green health anymore, so yeah, I'm not gonna take future hits as good as I want them to, so yeah. But all with all, the Rotom is gone. It's great for me. So Talonflame comes back in. This thing is a real threat actually, so I'm gonna go straight into my T-Tar, into my Rotom W, I believe, because he already saw my T-Tar and I didn't want him to switch out to an appropriate counter, so I went into my Rotom W instead. Now, here he is in with his Aegislash, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna trick my Scarf away, and I wanted it on the Aegislash when he went for the King Shield, but he switches in his Florges, so all's fine, all is dandy. That's actually pretty awesome. I'm getting lefties for a choice Scarf, so that's pretty cool. Now, here I thought Florges is gonna be faster than me now, so I'm gonna go for the Volt Switch. He's gonna do a move, and I can switch in whatever that I want. So go for the Volt Switch, hit the Florges, and I switch into my Terrakion. Now, at this point I thought he's definitely gonna switch out. I mean, he can't stay in, Toxicking everything on my team just for the Toxic. And he has an Aegislash, so why wouldn't he switch into that, right? But no, he completely predicts me at that point, just goes for another Toxic, Florges is still alive is pretty bad for me. Now, he probably knows that I'm banded, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch out predicting the Talonflame at this point, because the Terrakion is locked into Earthquake, and that's pretty bad. So Florges indeed switches out, and no Talonflame. I'm like, what? And at this point it's a Galvantula, and I'm looking at my team and I'm like, oh shit. I have a couple of electric weaknesses, and almost everything else is weak to bugs. So I'm like, shit, this thing is a threat. He goes straight for the Thunder. I hoped it was gonna go for the Sticky Web, because then I could get some damage on this thing, but he doesn't. At this point I'm thinking, let's just attack him with my Greninja. I'm a bit faster, so that's pretty good. Sadly, this isn't my Hidden Power Fire Greninja, but the Hidden Power Grass one, so I couldn't hit him for a lot of damage. So Dark Pulse was pretty much my safest move to go for, because if I missed the Hydro Pump, now that would have been really bad. So instead, I went for the Dark Pulse, trying to get the flinch maybe, but that doesn't happen. I get killed. Galvantula switches out straight into the Florges, and yeah, that Galvantula is still a thorn in my side, so I have to play around that in the future. Now, the Florges comes in, and my Venusaur is back to full almost, so that's fine, nice and dandy. He goes for the Wish, and at this point I'm just like, I have to kill this Florges, so I went for the Sludge Bomb, killing it, so yeah. In hindsight, I could have gone for the Leech Seed, not killing it, and then killing something on the switch, but I didn't want to risk anything. So I just killed Florges basically. Now in comes the Talonflame, and I know he's gonna get the Wish, so I'm not gonna attack him with my Venusaur. Instead, I'm just gonna switch out straight into my Tyranitar. If he predicted that and switched out into his Galvantula, now that would have been an awesome play, but yeah, he didn't, and Talonflame just goes for the Brave Bird, gets his health back, and my T-Tar is now in nice and dandy. So that's pretty good. Now, at this point, we're in the same situation as at the start of the duel, of the battle. I can go for the Stealth Rocks and cripple almost anything on his team, or I could just go for another Stone Edge, probably killing something, or I can predict the Aegislash and go for the Crunch. So what I did is, I actually went for the Crunch in first sight, because if he stayed in with a Talonflame, it wouldn't be so bad, because the Crunch will still do a lot of damage. But I will get the opportunity to set up my Stealth Rocks after the Crunch then, so that's exactly what happens. Talonflame takes the Crunch, I get a defense drop, which is pretty nice, but at this point I'm just thinking, let's set up my rocks, they're gonna come in handy against the Galvantula, so yeah. Talonflame goes for another Flare Blitz while I go for the rocks, but unfortunately he actually gets the burn. Nothing too important actually, because the Galvantula can kill me in one shot anyway, so yeah. But I got my Stealth Rocks up, so that's pretty good. Now, he only has a Talonflame, the Aegislash, and the Galvantula left, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna let this Talonflame die at this point, so I'm gonna go for the Stone Edge. Now, at this point, we have the most difficult part of the battle. His Galvantula is gonna come in, and something has to die on my team. But what I want to do is, since I don't have anything faster than the Galvantula and I don't have any priority anymore, I have no other choice than to let some stuff die. Now, I have two options here. I either let my Tyranitar die to the Galvantula, and then I switch into my Venusaur and try to take a hit and kill the Galvantula afterwards. So with a Sludge Bomb or something. Or I can switch out my Tyranitar straight into my Venusaur. The Sandstorm is gonna wither out, and then I can basically bring in my Tyranitar again, set up the Sandstorm, and just wait for him to die on the Sandstorm damage. And that is actually the option I'm going for, because he has the Aegislash left, and if I went into Venusaur first, the Sandstorm would have ended, and then I would have been forced to go into something like, well, into other stuff later on, and I didn't want that. I had to bank on some misses and stuff, and yeah. I had a reason for it at the time, but I thought, let's stall him out with some Sandstorm damage, and that was exactly what I was gonna do. So yeah, at this point, I have 2 pokes left, and he has only the Galvantula. I was kinda sad he didn't die here. I mean, I think he has like 1 HP or something left. So at this point, I'm thinking, Mandibus in, gonna try to lure in everything except for the energy ball. Exactly what he does, he goes for the bug buzz and he hits the Terrakion. Doesn't matter one bit, Terrakion can take that, so it's pretty good. Sandstorm takes out a Galvantula, so that's also pretty nice. And Terrakion now has a special defense boost from Sandstorm, so also cool. Now he only has one Pokemon left, and that's his Aegislash. Now Aegislash, very threatening. I want to hit that thing with an Earthquake, so I'm just gonna go for that. I'm gonna go for the Earthquake. It doesn't do enough to kill it, but it does do enough to a point where my Mandibus can safely finish the game off. So, kind of spoiler maybe, but the Mandibus has Foul Play and Knockoff, so I'm not gonna have too much troubles with this Aegislash, which has red health, so yeah. That will be the game, guys. Now I'll be posting a lot more in the future, I hope. I'll upload a couple of videos, and you'll also see me use a lot of water-based teams, just mono water, because on Facebook we're in a group and we started a gym challenge, and that's for everyone to join. So if you want to join, you can also do that. You can enter it. I'll post a link down in the description, and I'll put up an annotation or something. Just for the fact that you can also enter the gym challenge. We're pretty competitive, I hope at least. And so yeah, that was the battle. Like it. If you really like it and you want to see more of my content later on, subscribe to me. You know the deal, it's YouTube, so yeah. See you guys.